Hello. I hope everyone is doing well. I cannot believe that February is already over. I feel like the month kind of flew by. When I was sitting down last night to edit this, I realized that I just took a bunch of random clips and some things needed context, so I wanted to do a little bit of a voiceover. I was thinking last night, I was like, what did I even do this month? But at the end of every month, I sit down and I do a little journal entry of all of the highlights from the month, which is honestly a practice that I would really recommend everyone do. I think it's so easy to think back and be like, oh my gosh, I did nothing. What did I even do? Blah, blah, blah. But when you sit down and you take stock, it's actually quite amazing, all of the incredible things that you probably got up to and just sort of forgot about. A big chunk of this month was really spent with friends. I did a ton of different lunch dates, coffee dates, drinks, etc. Just really catching up with different people in my life. I love hearing about what's going on in other people's lives, and I often find it quite cathartic to speak to friends, about whatever is going on in yours. And so I really prioritize seeing my friends as much as possible. And I had a lot of solo time this month, which is a nice balance. One of my friends also hosted a housewarming, which was so much fun. I had quite a few work photo shoots this month. So typically I work from home, but I was actually in the office for a number of days, but that's always fun. I work for a dog brand, and so our models are absolutely adorable. The highlight of my year so far, honestly, was going to the ballet. This is something that has been on my bucket list for way too long, and I finally got to check it off. A couple of my friends and I, we went, and it was the best time. After the show, they were randomly just handing out free beer, and then it became a dance party in the middle of Lincoln Center. We were literally boogieing until well after midnight. It was truly something I will never forget. I had the best time. I also volunteered, which was something that was also on my bucket list for way too long, admittedly, and I finally got to check it off. There's this amazing organization called Bright Light, which was started by a young woman who essentially wanted to provide accessible volunteer opportunities for people to support their communities. And so one morning I was at the Bowery Mission just handing out breakfast, and everyone was so lovely and kind, and it was truly just such a heartwarming way to start the day. It started really early though. I had to be there at like 6:30, and so after that was done, I had a bit of time to kill before another work photo shoot, and so I just spent the morning wandering around the Lower East Side in Soho, which was truly so nice because typically when I'm in Soho, it's when it's the craziest time, and this was just so lovely getting to wander the streets when it was a little bit more quiet. For Valentine's Day, I took myself on a solo date to see The Brutalist, which I absolutely loved. However, I thought I was walking into a movie that was going to be about, brutalist Bauhaus architecture. No. I left feeling very impacted in ways that I was not expecting to feel. It highlighted, honestly, the classic narrative of capitalist versus immigrant. There was a lot going on. Yoga by far has been the biggest pillar in my months. I started going very consistently to hot yoga back in Jan, and it's just been something that I have really grown to love. A big change is I got an Aura ring. I'm a changed woman. Even though it's fugly. It's been so interesting to see how, your sleep or alcohol and sleep has been one of the most interesting things for me. But what it really highlighted was that I was living a pretty sedentary lifestyle, especially as someone who works from home. And so now with hot yoga, I walk there instead of cycling there. And so I'm getting in 40 minutes of walking every day, plus an hour of just, purely focused on my body, my movement, and my breath work, which has been such a nice mental massage. At the beginning of the month, this is probably way too vulnerable to be sharing with the internet, but my mental health was kind of like all over the place. I went through a pretty serious breakup a year ago, and I feel like I'm still going through, just the impact of that and processing all of those emotions. So I was definitely in a funk, and yoga has really helped bring me out of that, which has been so lovely. And it is true what they say, emotions come and go, everything is very fluid, and you just have to let them move through you. Because recording this now at the end of the month, I'm already in such a better headspace. So this is just a reminder, if you're going through something, feelings are temporary, moods are temporary, everything can and will change. An old coworker of mine who has become a dear friend, she lives in France and she was in New York for the week, and so I got to spend some time with her. We were bopping around galleries in the Lower East Side, and then we ended the day having Cosmos at the Odeon, which is a New York institution. They apparently invented the Cosmo, and we were just sitting at the bar. It was such a lovely day. I went to the planetarium, which is so incredibly random. I cannot remember the last time I went to a planetarium, but there was a film that they were showing narrated by Tom Hanks, so obviously it was going to be amazing. And it really just put into perspective that, yep, we are on a floating rock just in nothingness. Things are really not that serious. And then afterwards we grabbed lunch, and it was so fun. It was President's Day, so we all had the day off work, and we were ladies who lunched. Every Tuesday, my friend group, we do wine night. It's been a standing thing for the past 5 years. And so of course there were 4 of those this month, and we've actually been going to the same bar, which has been really cute. It's nice to create a rapport with the bartenders. Holiday gift exchange. This is 2 months delayed, but my 2 best friends and I, we decided to do a holiday gift exchange this year. And wow, everyone absolutely knocked it out of the park because we know each other so well. The gifts were top notch. One of my single friends and I, and then another friend of ours, we did a classic GNO. We got really dressed up. But I will say, going out in New York is seriously no joke, and I am too old for it. One of my friends hosted a Rocky Horror Picture Show costume party, which was a lot of fun, and I just love when people take costumes seriously. But yeah, I think those are most of the highlights. I'm sure I'm missing some things, but overall, it was such a nice month. It's also been getting incredibly nice here in New York. I think it's fake spring and it's probably gonna get cold next week again, but I'm taking it. Everyone's serotonin is collectively boosted, people are happier, and it's really making me look forward to actual spring and March. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.